I don't know, like I had like maybe like a fever or something like that, like a month ago.
Yeah.
And then I had gotten like soup from BJ's.
Yeah.
And, one of my friends me mandó sticky rice, which it was my first time like having it, and I'm like, fuck is this, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like green, and I'm like,
shit.
well, yeah, I mean, there's like green, there's like purple, like it really depends, like, and on the lo agarras.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was so bomb. I'm a fan of like arroz con leche. If somebody can make arroz con leche.
Was it similar to that, the taste though?
Not similar, but it's like, it gives you that same
Like
like
a
rice.
pudding.
That same.
Well, rice is good when you're getting sick. That's why, do you guys have dogs?
I have dogs,
Cuando se enferman, you know, you're supposed to cook them some rice with chicken or rice with like chicken soup. Something like that.
Yeah, my dog has no problems with that. I got an American bully, and this guy will eat anything, rocks, anything.
Same thing. I got an American bully too.
Yeah, but they're high maintenance, man.
For real?
Yeah, mine is a purebred. The recent visit that we had to the ER was because he had an ear infection. They get impacted, right? And I didn't know how to clean him properly, and I guess that's the reason why. Man, that visit was like $1,000. I was like, never again.
Mine is chilling outside, bro.
Oh, see, mine, he can't stand the outside.
Yeah, you see, it's like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I told also this, I was like, the Central Valley is different.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you'll have, but I have heck of trees.
Okay.
So, like, ahí se acomoda, and he's just, like, chilling. Water, right? I'm
nice.
not torturing a dog or anything. But so like you have like literally like the grass is growing, right? Se pone amarillo porque está seco, you know. Y sigue creciendo el hijo de su pinche madre. And I told Osa, I'm like, bro, bro, the fucking Central Valley is different, bro. Like, grass keeps fucking going. Se pone duro and it sigue así.
Yeah, remember all those houses used to be just farms.
Puro
all the manure that stayed, you know? Because it was flatland in the valley.
In 2005 through 2008, I lived in Stockton, and it was like, you know, the smell of Stockton was like cow poop.
That's what it was. You go and you even go
for
out
miles
in the valley.
and miles.
I get cow poo, and when I go to like, there's this like junction that you have to go towards Sonora. It's like I think like number 4. I think I don't even know. Whatever. But once I get on that,
it's all rich.
Yeah,
Discovery Bay.
You see the bag and you're just like, for sure.
It's different over there, man. Here it ain't. It's just concrete, man.
I hear you.
You know, there's no life out here anymore in the Bay. Everything's building up.
Everyone go to Vegas.
Yeah, right. It's nice out there though. Like homes, you could buy a multi-million-dollar home that you could get here out there for half the price.
Yep.
Yeah, but just like everywhere, Vegas has its like poverty level.
Oh yeah. I think everywhere. It doesn't matter what city you come from. There's going to be that. The poverty is everywhere. It doesn't matter what state. You're going to see it everywhere. You know, it's human nature.
Heck yeah.
You know, you can't do nothing about it.
You do. I mean, you can, but we can't. But I feel like that's why we got to make sure the next generation is fully equipped and mentally prepared to handle that. Because that's a lot of like, I think it's like a mental health thing more than like, because that's what leads into like the, you know, let's be real. A lot of these people are drug abusers. A lot of the people that we see out there with, you know, without a home,
so what you're saying, like in the street,
really like experiencing the poverty, like for real,
I've said it though, like
not mentally.
I think they cope with it having that cushion of drugs, you know.
Like what would be the difference is to have more medical, you know, like.
It's like a bum. You've never seen a bum complain about not having drugs, right? Why?
You know, so
they go get money to get that.
It's crazy. I'm gonna get like flack for this too, but allá you see operating bums.
Operating bums, like a whole legit
scam artists.
No, like
bums?
like they're still trying to like they're bums, but they're trying to like get it. Like no.
I know this is facts. I know.
I'm saying
myself.
I'm saying like they're bums, but like como que tienen todavía that little, you know, they still have it, you know, something is telling them like, go out there one more day. You know, like, no, I'm serious, bro. I'm being this.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
Also,
I see.
also I was laughing, bro. Also laughing, but I'm being dead serious. Like,
man,
at least where this is coming is because like I still go to the gym and with my cousins and my friends. I still come to the Bay a lot.
Okay.
Y cuando I'm over here, like we'll go to Fruitvale, like to 24-hour fitness there.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I've seen it.
So it's like tienes that little village there.
Yeah.
So they're in operation mode too. But what I'm saying is like tienen su little like section, at least like when I at least go to the house or whatever, like you'll see some, but they're not there. Like they'll come out here and there, but I'm out probably there somewhere trying to, you know, fix who knows, whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like I've seen some operational ones. Like you see them and they're like at the. I'm serious. Like
they're not like the typical bot.
No, I'm serious. Like you'll see them at the mall. Like legitimately. Like there's one in particular, and this is like crazy, pero like he's always by the bank. He's always by Target. Y siempre llegan gente y siempre le dejan cosas. But like así como like maybe water, food, snacks. And I'm being that serious. Like you always see him there. Y siempre like he'll move either he's at Target or he's at
but he's getting it
at Bank of America, not bothering anybody, obviously minding his business. But he's seeing it day by day.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like he's like that following day. He's that's what I mean by operating. Like something still is like So
I mean, I kind of respect that in a way.
It's like rock bottom mentality. Is that what it is?
But you know, I see some of these guys that are faking the bum. See, and I know
getting the coin, pues.
Yeah, they're getting the coin, but they're not working. They'll get up every morning. Do what they got to do to get that coin. And go back home. Not bums.
Okay. Remember what I told you? Okay, so my friend used to work at KFC by the lake. And there used to be this guy que se sentaba in front of the entrance like every day. Every day, bro. Like he was the first one there, the last one to go. Well, this particular day, we seen him get picked up by a BUMS. In la noche. And in the morning, he gets dropped off by a Land Rover.
I seen a lot of those.
Imagine making $300 to $500 a day as a scam artist bum.
It's an actual.
He goes back to his family. Scam artist, bro. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Porque yo digo que sí, like, say, and I say like, there's some people that probably sí están metidos in something that get like, because I'm almost positive there's like certain drugs that you can take and then your body te lo pide and you're like, if you don't take it, it's like alcohol. Like if you go, let's say, plus years with alcohol, if you leave it, you can get sick or you can die. So there's people that actually...
The withdrawals,
So like, even to that extent, like maybe there is, you know, some that que pues, it's like one of those things like, okay, like now... it's needed, like maybe that's how it's like I don't know. It's like that's how they probably get their money too.
There's just so many different things that people are going through. You can't pinpoint what it is. You know,
it's layered. For sure.
Exactly. But me, when I see one and it's they're asking for money or anything like that. You know, there was one dude at the gas station here off 98th. He was like, "Hey, can you spare a couple of dollars?" And I'm like, "You willing to work?" Well, it depends. So now you're being picky. I go, well, I got a couple of cars at the shop that need to be washed. Come through.
I got you.
Didn't come through. You know? Went back and I see he was still there. Well, what happened, bro? He goes, no, it's all good. It's like, you don't really need it then.
At least here, antes, like, había this thing, at least, like, I don't know if it's because I'm, like, born and raised here and then like having to get the bus. So it's always people that would ask you and tenías una cora o algo, you'd give it. So like a veces like you feel like it's como, but at the same time you get older and they're like, it's not for food, it's because they're gonna use it.
I don't think you get to decide it though, and that's what's hard about it. Is like, damn, like I'm giving you a couple of dollars just, you know, because I have a good heart, but like that doesn't mean that they're gonna utilize it correctly. That's not on you to decide for them. They gotta make that decision themselves.
That's true. I mean, I was like that for years, where I was telling people like, fuck you, get a job. And there's times where I was like, man, here, you going through it. I could see it.
People are going through mental issues.
Where do you feel like it's like a safe space to like give somebody like food? Like say like I'll get you food,
No, if I mean
or you're like
they're
cold
out
turkey,
there,
or
they're
you're like
not
saying like
hungry.
cold turkey, like
And they probably, like you said, some people really need it because they need to get that liquor or they need to get that fix, you know. And I had friends that ended up bums like that, and we're like, what the fuck? I was like, we were both rolling in the same cars at one point, and now you're like this, and it's the addiction, or let's put it in this perspective. Some of the people lost their insurance companies where they needed that drug growing up as a kid, because in the 90s it was rough for a lot of kids. They needed the drug and they got addicted to it because it was the doctor's faults.
Okay.
There's a lot of regulations now that doctors can't do because they don't want people being addicted. Now, I could see some of these people getting into that situation where they lost their job, or they lost their social security and ID, or they sold it and they can't get a job. So they're stuck in the streets and they're so spaced out. Those I could tell who's a user and needed it or something. You could tell right away. Well, at least I can. And those are the ones I'm like, damn, well, you know, here's what I got. This is all I got. I don't ever carry cash on me. And it's like, if I have it, I'll give it. Or if I feel like you have some nice sneakers and you're you know, you need money, well, let's work, bro.
Right.
You know, there's no excuse. But there's some they can't help themselves. You know, it's kind of sad because, like I said, I had a friend. He grew up in a 2-parent home, nice house in Fremont. Went to school, everything was good, football player, and then I see him.
The same one that you brought up?
The same one I brought up, and he was just begging for money. He didn't recognize me. And I went into the bank because I was going into Wells Fargo. Came out, and he looked at me, and he was like, "Oh shit, Armando." And I turned back, and I was like, "It is him." I was like, "What's up, man?" He goes, "Oh," and he was about to ask me again, and he was like, "Oh, never mind." And he was holding a baby, right? And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Hey, bro, you need some help, bro? Like, what's going on?" It was a fake baby. I didn't know until it turned around. I was like, "Oh shit!" But it's something that you go through that you don't know what they're going through, and it's like it's life.
And the perfect thing that you see may not be perfect.
Exactly.
After all.
Exactly.
There might be some underlying family issues that you know he's going through and he's trying to fight through, and unfortunately, like, he used escape. Have you ever been kind of stuck in a drug abuse cycle of any sort?
I never got too much into like the drugs. I tried it as a young kid, but I never got stuck to using, you know? It wasn't for me.
When you say you tried it,
I tried every drug. I lived in the hood. I tried that.
You're trying to see.
Man, I tried cocaine, and dude, except for heroin. I saw guys go crazy, but I came from a hood, so drugs it was easy for us to get for free because we lived in the hood, you know?
But before that peer known, they're like, you would take it and you
there was no peer pressure. You lived
I'm saying
it was
like,
just present.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm saying like before it was like, at least what I was trying to say is like maybe before it was really coming from Colombia and you probably,
it was hard.
You probably had to, that's what I was
it was hard shit. Trust me. I mean, even when I had my real estate company, we used to go out and party and it was like, oh, this shit's weak. You know, we had some back in the day where they were bringing it and it made sense because the people that were bringing it, they were from either Colombia, El Salvador, Mexico, and it was all pure, you know? And we had it. We had where the crystal meth was blue, you know?
Shit.
Like pure shit.
Yeah.
Like pure chemicals, and it was like you got what you got. Here it's
How
all.
old were you when you were, you know, in that?
Fuck. I was kicking it with the homies. They were like 16, 18, 21. I was like maybe 6, 7.
Oh shit!
You know,
that's
like,
when you were experiencing.
Yeah, everybody. Remember, the 90s was different because either you lived middle class, poor, or rich. There was no in betweens. Now there's so many in betweens, you know. So we lived in the ghetto, you know. Specifically where I lived, it wasn't Section 8, but all the apartments were Section 8.
Right.
So you got to meet everybody, every kind of race. So like I said, we lived in.
What city was this?
This was in San Jose.
Oh, okay.
And it was where we lived. There was trap apartments. The whole apartment complex was a trap.
Trapping.
And you got to go in, and you were the kid. Everybody knew you because you lived there.
Yeah.
So they didn't say nothing. You would go in, and you'd have hookers sitting, chopping up stuff like a movie, like straight up movie, you know?
Yeah.
But not exactly how the movies used to show you, but it was something similar.
So you're pretty much saying like you're exposed to it. So
I was exposed to a lot of things that was normal to me.
Yeah.
And now growing up, it's not.
You found normal. Because that's all you probably knew, or
Yeah.
that's all I knew. I was a kid.
You wake up and that's
To
what
me,
it
that was
is.
normal. So
Yeah.
I would, talk to Kevin or Brian and be like, hey, I remember we used to do this, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like that was my norm.
I don't know if I gave the story before, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure you have.
this one.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay, well, I'll make it short then. So she came out with this nice Victoria's Secret. Just back in the days, it was the silk.
Yeah.
Everybody wears silks out to like a Haribel, to a club. That's all day. They do it like that's like effortlessly now.
Yeah.
But before it was like, it's like exclusive. So I was like, damn, like, okay.
Yeah.
She was like, I think she was smoking a cigar that day. She was like blonde. She was
Of course, that makes sense. White girl.
like, no, she was Latina, but she was like blonde hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she hits her poke, right? And I'm outside, and I'm like, damn, like she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
So then I ended up, and it was before that, like I think she had a Mustang. Now that you're bringing this car stuff up, I think you kind of like, I think you kind of got to me. So the reggaeton was popping at the time. It might have been Daddy Yankee, La Gasolina. She was fixing something in the car, La Gasolina, right? So I remember like we even like started like dancing because I was a dancer at the time. Okay. So like little things like that, like perrear is like, come on, you know what you're doing. Yeah. So what I was trying to get to is like I ended up sleeping with this girl. It was great, by the way. And like now getting older, like hearing people like Charlemagne, hearing people like Charlemagne like say all this, like as far as like Charlemagne, like the the radio guy at the Breakfast Club, hearing him say like, oh, like, like that was a cool thing to do. Yeah. Now you have it. Now you get older. You're like, hold on, wait.
Yeah, it's wrong.
She knew what she was doing. Yeah. But at the time, I'm like, bro, like,
bro, I got that. I got that. Yeah.
And then you felt like hella good. So like, even hearing that, I'm like, you're in that time, but
it was normalized back then. Yeah. Now there's like you were talking about, how the new generation is different and the politics are way different. Yeah. And back in the day, it was normal. Yeah, like.
But what's normal, it doesn't mean it's correct.
It's not.
Because at one point, slavery was normal, but that shit ain't right.
Yeah. It's like my grandpa's cousin got married to his wife. He was 32 and she was 16.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe close to La Robot and everything, huh?
Yeah. And that was he was from the Philippines. He was born here. Our generation goes a long way. Mm-hmm. So that now it's like, to me, it's like, man, you raping her, bro.
Yeah, but it's so much. Like, it's so much of that. It's like even as simple as like having your family come from Mexico and come over here at a young age. I'm talking about like 15 years old, and it's just so much of that. You're like, you don't even know what they had to go through to like then it's to give you like the opportunity to like be here and like
Facts.
reaps the benefits of that and stuff.
It is. There's a lot.
I almost would want to at one point question, like, not even question, but like maybe pick the brain of like my pops and be like, I know you were a player at one point, right? But like, what challenge? These are like real things, like, or like just ask, like, like the people that came before you and say like, okay, like, what was it really like to go ahead and come here? Because you're like, oh yeah, my parents are immigrants and they came from, and it's like normal. Being Latino, you're just like kind of like, oh yeah, like they had to come here. Yeah. It's for a better life, obviously. But it's like even that translation barrier of like not having perfect English, and because
they went through a lot more.
Yeah, I still have friends right now that they don't feel comfortable talking English because they're like. Or even customers, like, they're like, oh, es que me da vergüenza, or da, da, da. Yeah. But it's like, imagínate raising a family and being like, oh, there's no going back.
The economy, right? The economy was a lot different. Okay. The set of parameters that we have documentation-wise, like, it was easier too. Like, now we have everything is electronic. Like, they can look you up right now. So I think there's a lot more, like, and the ¿cómo se llama? the coyotes were a lot less expensive too.
Yeah, now it's like
So
now
it's gonna cost
No,
you
you
like
said 2 grand?
10 to
It ain't
20,
2 grand.
10 to
Yeah.
20,000.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, damn.
And that's not if you're trying to hit 25K.
Damn, we got the hookup. So
Yeah, and that's not even if you're trying to hit 25.
God
It's-
damn.
Last
No,
time I
for real.
remember, it was like about 20. Like I think
Yeah.
she hit it somewhere around there, 2018, and that was like probably 4 years ago. That
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
down
about
there.
that price if you want to come out.
Maybe
Damn.
inflation. Maybe we're talking about 25.
Damn, man. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I got workers that, you know, they come back and forth and they're like, yeah, they must have good connects or
Yeah,
something.
they must have good.
So 2024, what are you like? What are your thoughts? What are your visions? What are you
Well, we
manifesting?
mid already. We already mid. To
We're already mid.
2024.
We're already mid. This
What's the second half of the year look like for you?
So right now, so last year, we'll go last year, was to expand, which I did.
Okay. Here. Okay.
Now I'm at
Congratulations.
the point, thank
Yes.
you. Now I'm at the point where I could still make the same income and go smaller. Be more exclusive than what I am now.
So what you're saying is you did the way that you
I was at
you
the
went
biggest
so
point.
visually like the biggest that you could.
Yeah.
Now you're saying if
Be more
2024, 2025, maybe
Intentionality is what I'm hearing.
come down a little bit, but be more kind of like, you know, have your arrow already. You're going to hit
I
your
like
target.
that word.
Boom.
Exclusive is what it is. It's smaller. It's more intimate.
It's
It's more
exactly
meaningful.
like we are still exclusive, but not too exclusive because of course, I still got to make rent. I got to pay bills, and I have to take in, you know, people. But the longer that I've been in the business, the more people are seeing that I'm making a point that hey, this guy is the exclusive guy. This is the boutique that we want to go to because I get to focus more on my clients and treat them like friends and family than treating them like a client in the number sign.
Gotcha.
It's the last thing I want to do and fall in the same footsteps that my ex-business partner did, where he was a big company and treated everybody like a money sign.
A number. Yeah.
He didn't remember none of his clients' names. And every time the clients used to come, they always wanted to talk to me and not him. And he was way older than me, you know? And having more this year, more me time. Like, remember when you asked that question, oh, what do you do on your free time? What is it that you do besides work? Because I was always on work mode and enjoying life more, you know? And I feel like traveling, doing things that are fun or I haven't done and just enjoy that. You know?
So what are like top 5 bucket lists of your, like if we had to check off, like let's say you have to list 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think I've done it all, dude.
Well, I mean, but you're saying like they could.
When I was real estate, I had the money to do everything.
But we're not saying like top 5 bucket lists of dying. You know, people typically make like, what would I want to do if I knew that I was gonna die? Not top 5.
Yeah.
But we're checking off 2024. Like, let's say third quarter, fourth quarter comes in. Like, these are the top 5 things that I know that I'm gonna do. Like, or that you want to do for, you know.
I get anxiety thinking about the future.
No, because you're saying like you're already working. So even at saying 5 to me se me hace poquito. It can be something so small. It could be going to, who knows, like with your girl to like hiking or something. It could be something very fine tuned. But what I'm trying to say is like 5 to make it simple, and it's like 2024, like. Doesn't have to be nothing crazy, but you just say you want to do a little bit more because once you're because I was trying to get to it is like
about what he was gonna say.
What I'm dabbling here is what I'm trying to say is like you're saying that you're a hustler, that you're a grinder, so you could even get yourself caught up in that too, where whether they can say like you do want to do these things, but your head is, you know, going. So
I mean, honestly, it's you know, the traveling part. It would be nice, a lot more traveling, right?
Okay, Mexico, India.
I probably would. I would probably want to go. I don't know, maybe Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico's fun.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos. One of my workers is from Puerto Rico, and he was posting pictures. I was like, man, that's nice. It's tropical. It looks good.
You're going to need him.
You know?
Like, he could be a tour guide.
I was like, man, that looks dope.
You definitely do want to go like either to tourist spot, because I've heard stuff on the app.
There is a lot of like
gente que dicen like, oh, you're going to want to be with me porque si no te van a...
Yeah. Well, that's the same. That's the same like in Mexico.
Mexico. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
But over there, I feel like it's a lot different than Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's more gonna be like, oh, you're not from here.
No, I don't think that they would think that of you. I'm sorry to say, but just appearance-wise, you have the whole like, you know, the beard and the eyebrows, and like that's the thing in Puerto Rico. They're like clean.
It could confuse you from another cartel member.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I don't go there. You know,
what, Mexico?
Yeah, because I got a lot of family that's connected, and just my appearance.
Huh? Not even, bro. No, that's cat. That's cat. Because look, I'll tell you this right now. I go to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm taking chanclas. I'm taking shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm taking either plain black shirt or something chill. I'm not taking nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go there to eat, and every single time I go, it's the same spots, and I come back 30 pounds heavier. That's facts, and I'm serious.
Yeah.
I know, like, trust me, like, my parents are from Michoacan.
Yeah.
And although you could wear whatever you want over there, like at least the city is called Chavinda. You can. Come on. Now these days, people have, you know, fake everything. Like they're coming from, you know, Los Callejones in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
I'm serious. Like, so now it's like pretty up to date now, like with people wearing, you know, designer stuff. But and then there's a lot of people from Oakland that go over there. But what I'm saying is like, you can do that over there in Mexico. No más de que I'm just, the back of my head is like, okay, just still be safe. And,
definitely. Another thing is just like traveling, making more time with the family, you know?
Heck yeah.
I've missed a lot of family functions because of my company.
Gotcha.
You know, so spending more time with family, you know, I get text messages and we're group chats. Hey, we're going to have our nephew's birthday party, or our cousin is going to be 21. Like I missed all of that, you know?
You have to go because then you're going to start resenting your business. And then slowly, naturally, you're just going to like.
It's that resenting, it has a lot to do with why I'm trying to compact the business and get a lot smaller and be more exclusive, because I could just be,
because you can
have
now,
3 clients
actually,
a week and be happy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to think out of the box, because I'm always, like you said, I'm always in work mode. So when you ask those questions, it's like, fuck, what do I want to do?
But you know what's outside of the box? I'll tell you this right now, and then also could go ahead and tap in here, that I mean, you're already kind of doing it, but you don't know that you're doing it. So you just said that you did this peer pressure thing or water in your job, right? You just said that you enjoy cooking, right? So little things like that, you can maybe venture off into doing more stuff that people are gonna know that you like to do, because at the end of the day, a sales job is you're not selling material to somebody, and it's not pretty much like paperwork, but people at the end of the day are going to buy something from you, because not only
you're your own brand.
Yeah, exactly. Not only you're presenting something good quality and all this stuff, they also like who you are. So like even dabbling into like food, maybe you can start doing something like on social media where you can start doing some cooking stuff. And I mean,
I love that.
You're already doing it. You're already doing it. You just got to go ahead and take a step back and say, what do I enjoy to do, and what doesn't feel like work.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think I've been trying to practice that this year, you know, without, like you said, without realizing it. And I put that in perspective. I was like, yeah, that's literally what I'm doing right now.
Heck yeah.
You know, because I was trying to go to the top, right? And realize that wasn't the objective,
right?
You know,
but you have to actually attempt.
You got to get there and attempt to do it, and then if you don't, then you're gonna hate yourself for not doing it.
You know what it is though? Like you say, I want to make it to the top, and that's where I see it. I'm gonna make it to the top. But maybe you want to word it where you're gonna say, I'm just going to enjoy the journey. So even if you come back down and you said, I'll do 3 clients, but I'm happy, right? 3 clients that you're going to do, because you're like, I'm okay with this.
Exactly.
That's feeding into you.
That could be the top.
That is the top. Yeah, because you're enjoying that. So I mean, things like, at the end of the day, it's what fills you. So like, just enjoy the process. You expanded big. You're going to come back down, but it's the journey.
That's the journey. And that's what I'm enjoing the journey right now.
That's right.
And that's what I like about it, because like, I had another guy ask me yesterday, what do you think about your competition? I'm my own competition.
That's right.
Heck other companies aren't doing what I'm doing in my way.
Yeah, sometimes somebody gotta like, I say to this day, like there's only a few people that I can grab like certain things from, but I feel like I can always learn from others. Like
Yeah.
I do
you
the
can
same
see
thing.
something
If
and
you
you're like,
know something, is that you don't know nothing at all.
when you know that you
have
have
to
everything,
be teachable, dude.
heck yeah, no, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. But when you feel like you know absolutely everything, is when you start, taking,
Plateauing.
yeah. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I don't know, like just keep doing it, man. Because at the end of the day, like you're gonna be him. Like, because you just said it right now. There's no competition. I think it's more of you in your head.
Oh yeah.
Because like it happens with me all the time. Like, because I just recently got back to dancing, so. I'll give you a little background into this right here. So even in the podcast, we said the housing part, right? She said she went on her journey, right? So therefore, you're actually lucky because, and we're lucky ourselves. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're seeing a collaboration of something that is going to be big, right? So like she recently, came back and we're doing this now.
Yeah,
so
I'm
like,
excited for you.
So like, if anything, like, this is like perfect timing, you could say, in a sense.
It is. Things happen for a reason. He reached out to me.
Heck yeah.
And I typically don't respond on social media. I don't give anybody the time. My inboxes are crazy, full of, hey, we're gonna give you free stuff. We're gonna do this, and I ignore it. And I was like, let me see what this guy has to offer. Let me see what's going on. And I started seeing the stuff. The one that caught my eye was, I believe he was a restaurant owner, Latino, bald guy.
Latino bald guy.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
I think it's either a tire shop or something.
No, he's a moving company. It's the latest one. Yeah, it's the latest one.
And so I was like, all right, let me see, because I was like, let me see what they're about. And I was like, all right, let me message him and see, let me see what this is all about, because I was telling him I had recently got interviewed through another company as well. This is when I was in real estate. That's all they wanted to know is like, how did you make it where you didn't get locked up and everybody else did? And I explained, but it was that I was like, all right, things happen for a reason,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now that you guys are back into it full force, and he was telling me a little backstory of how you guys are coming back from what you guys were doing, and that's awesome, because that's how I was doing my own thing, and I want to see you guys up there. Like I said, there's the people that I know and I hang around with are going to be at my level, and I think that you guys are there without knowing it. Like you tell me, it's just.
It's
keep doing it.
It's the journey.
That's the best thing, yeah. And I love that, and I want to see more. So
it's crazy. We can be in completely different industries and still come together. And talk about the common.
And you'll notice that once you start meeting more people and you'll get invited to events, the conversations are gonna last, instead of like, say I talk to you or you, and it's just one or two words and that's it. You have nothing else to talk about. But when you guys have a podcast and we're talking about different things, and
real
talk
stuff
is continuing,
real stuff.
then that's how you know you're at that plateau, the same level. Because like I said, I had another guy come out last year. He had nothing set up. We couldn't talk about anything because his brain wasn't there at that level. It wasn't. That's all. I was like, I hope these guys have something to talk about.
He's not on that, like, so, and that's why I brought up the entrepreneurship, the life experiences, and all that. And at the end of the day, it is a podcast, so you're really open to talk about anything. And I'm having a good time right now. Like, I'm glad
we're learning about you, right? We're learning, and I think like. Sure, you're an entrepreneur, but you're also this, but you're also this. And it's literally equipped in one package, right? So that's who you are, what makes you you, and what drives you to do everything else. So like we gotta see the full picture.
Yeah, that's what the podcast should be. I mean, it's not just one topic.
And even in the guy that you said that has like the moving company or whatever, everybody knows him in the Bay for being that guy that brought competitions of quebradita, right? People know him for that. They don't know him for his moving company. So I told him, I was like, we can talk about this all day. We can do part 1, part 2, part 3.
Nice.
And whoever is in the dancing industry, they're like, dude, you fucked up because you kept cutting them, and I kept wanting to hear that. Okay, cool, but I also, and he knows, I've been talking about this all day. And I can still gaslight them right now, but I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, like, it was one episode that was done clean, nice. He gave his story as far as like him moving from, I think he came from Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So like, you know, like his background, like I told him, I was like, people know you for dancing and doing all this, but tell them who you are. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, of course, of course. I know I've been out of the limelight for a while, and this is going to go and broadcast everywhere, and people have been recognizing me and getting more followers because they're like, oh, this guy popped up. Because when I used to do videos, it was just nothing but the cars. And like I said, I promoted big clubs in San Jose, throughout the Bay Area, actually. And the face was me. You know, people wanted to see me because of the promotion and whoever else was promoting with me. And this is, you know, another thing, a phase of life, you know? So it's recognition too, like you said, they know you for this. Recently I had a couple of girls follow me that used to promote clubs with me, and I vanished. You know, I focused on myself, and they're like, right, "This is your company?"
That's me right now. I'll tell you that right now.
That's
me right now.
Yeah, it's like, damn, you're popping up.
He got my phone number.
Yeah,
Meanie's gonna get my phone number.
Yeah.
Wait, you changed your phone number again? So on this group chat that we were on yesterday.
Oh no, we gonna talk. So what I'm saying is, he's gonna have my phone number.
Yeah.
She's gonna have my phone number. My loved ones, my family, my mom, my brother, you know, daughter, people that, you know, that are. They're gonna have my phone number, but
they
as far
have
as
access to you.
but as
but everybody else.
But as far as everybody else, you're gonna either reach in social media. Either you're gonna see me when I go to dance practice, and you're gonna know that you're gonna catch me there if you want to talk and stuff. And as far as the podcast goes and all this collaborative effort, we're gonna talk and we're gonna have genuinely real conversations as far as what's going on. Like I told her when a few while back ago when we were talking about coming back, I said, I'm almost feeling like I'm maturing and stuff, and I'm usually that walk hard.
You know what? I gotta say, this interview was safe.
Yeah, no, seriously, like
the past podcast was bad, or what?
I feel like I generally
feel like I was changing. Like I'm having to answer certain things that I don't want, but just for the sake of the conversation, I'm like, fuck it.
I feel like I'm genuinely like getting to a space. I've never had to go ghost for a year.
Oh shit!
I think I might have ghost, like meaning ghost because I was like buying property and I had to move. I'm in the same company, but I have a different territory, so it was all grind for the past 2 years. So I feel like I did that, and whoever couldn't reach to me too much is because I'm not in the Bay. And everything was in the Bay. But this time around, it's not because I have to work and about a house. This time it's like, oh no, it's gonna be like this time is now I'm working on me. Yeah. And then 2 years before I stopped drinking and I stopped smoking.
Nice. Congrats.
Doing everything.
Nice.
I'm saying like I stopped smoking like I was smoking 2 years ago, but just in general, like to decide to like go like sober, like cold turkey. And even that is new to me. And even maybe that is like giving me maybe more of a clear, because it was like beer.
The perspective of life is a lot different, right? And to you, it's a healthier mindset. Yeah. You see the world in a different space, right?
Yeah. So this time now, it's like last year I think it was like to read more books.
Oh, okay.
The year prior was the one that was to not drink. And then this year was like, okay, what can I do now to add one more thing?
Imagine if we all started to think what's best for us in an earlier age.
Well, no one really taught us that.
Dude.
I think it was more like, don't do this, don't do that. That's different.
Yeah.
You know?
So we don't have
but
people
like you
to
said,
game us
reading more books. I was on the same, I'm on the same tip right now, reading more books, right?
And it ain't gotta be reading, because we have AI.
Yeah.
AI can go ahead, you can tell AI, hey, AI, go ahead and tell me like a summary of what this, you have a summary in the actual book. If you turn it around, it'll give you the summary of what the book is, but it doesn't even have to get to that. Like, it could even be an audiobook. Like, if you're driving, you're saying to, like, let's say, you live here in the Bay, but I usually drive a lot. I'll do probably 2 hours of driving at times. Because to go to Merced it's a good hour,
That's
maybe.
Crazy.
Luckily, it's just not everybody has moved over there yet, so we still have okay traffic. But let's say an hour back. Yeah. Like, I'll probably squeeze in a couple of pages of either listening to it or.
But you're still doing it because you're committed to it.
And it's weird because my reading comes when I'm in the toilet.
Oh shit! That's better than being on your phone.
I'm being that serious. And then this part of this is like getting rid of or like ghosting or whatever, I'm also like social media, like IG and all this.
Yeah.
I have to dabble in because we're gonna have to. I mean, luckily I have this guy. This guy is really good at clipping. Dude,
this guy edits and everything.
Dude,
That's how it is. You know?
Yeah.
When we did the real estate agent one a while back ago, I spoke to him the following day because I still call him. There's still things that I can talk about, but there's few things that I'm like, maybe I'm missing. So even with the real estate agent, he had told me something about ask him like, oh, do you tell, and they're gonna hear this again, but to ask him like, what if he gets una novia and have him, pay this mortgage, you have the other girlfriend pay this mortgage, and you have the other girlfriend pay this mortgage, right? Yeah. This is genuine conversation. We're just talking shit. We're having a good ass time. And there's things that like we'll say, like we'll talk before it was different. There was a wall. Yeah. And he would say comments and I hear that motherfucker from over there, and I'm like, they don't even know he's cooking, but
he was cooking.
Yeah. So like what I'm I guess getting to is I'm like social media. At least I want to not be in front of it. Like I don't want to dabble into TikTok. I don't want to dabble into, if something is going to happen, I want it to happen in real time. Yeah. I talk to myself all the time, but I'm saying like, what I mean by talking,
you hope
right?
it's something higher than you.
It's
that
your inner
like a conversation. Like who do you have a conversation with? Obviously, besides your partner, but.
No. I mean, you're every day from the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep.
So you wake up.
Inner dialogue conversation with yourself because that's who you are.
Yeah, or else you'd be a serial killer if you weren't doing that.
We're not our bodies. We are here physically in this physical realm as the physical body, but we're not our bodies. We're just operating it.
You know who said that? Mike Tyson said that recently in a podcast that I was listening to with
he's also
Rick
on
Ross.
drugs too.
You're not even lying. I was taking too much mushrooms and shit when he was talking about it. But, honestly, so it's like, I guess it's like a little journey.
Have you ever taken a trip?
I will say this. Check this out. Like, the mushroom thing got messed up for me. I never took it, but one of the guys that we went out with, tenía una bolsa así. Yeah. I kid you not, maybe agarró todo un handful. Se la aventó, like literally. And this was like the raw stuff, not like your now que los agarras.
That boy was floating.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know if he was floating, pero llegamos, there was music, people andaban en ambiente, people were dancing.
That's not the right.
Exactly, and that's what everybody was saying, pero that was his headspace. People had alcohol, at that time I was drinking. Pero sí, like, he took his things.
What happened?
He was literally like this.
Damn.
Yeah. He was literally like
this. Demons right there.
And dude, no se movía. Yeah. Like, if anything, le daban agua, se paraban, lo paraban así. Like, you know who you are.
He went through it. Yeah. It may have been a good one for him to see and to be in that place and space.
It might have been, but
a lot of people in Hollywood, actors take a lot of it because they get into their own little space. There's good
and the character,
bad,
It's like that ayahuasca. Yeah. Like the little toads.
Because, bro, like you work your brain in a way that it's never worked before.
You release a lot of chemicals in your brain, and it opens up. Well, if you have a good trip, it opens up your third eye. I mean,
the third eye is like a sense. So we know that we operate on 5 senses, but what if our true self, our energy,
what's your third eye?
No, I'm telling you. You know how I just said, like, we're manifesting as physical beings, but like we're not really our bodies. We're like that. The thought, the soul, the energy that drives our body. What if that, when it comes back to source, has like 100 senses? We over here tripping about the third eye.
Well, we haven't even opened up most of our senses of human beings.
Our true self can manifest 100 different senses. Imagine what that's like. We're limited here on Earth.
I mean, there's probably people out there that are doing it, and that's why the government doesn't really expose too much of it, because they don't want us to know. Yeah. Think about it.
But the information is out there. If you really want to learn about it.
That's why I say information can cost you. Yeah. But there is information that is free, but it's all basic.
I recently seen Conor McGregor hug a tree. And I'm serious. I'm like, is there something to that?
Yes. You connected directly with the.
That's what I'm trying to say. We're rubber souls because we can't connect to Earth.
That's right. That's right.
The government, when we were, created, we were bare naked.
We're grounding constantly with
And we don't
earth.
ground if we're
We're
in
electric
shoes.
beings, right?
You know?
That's what they say.
That's why we need iron in our bodies.
Yes,
that's why
correct.
we need so many supplements.
Yes.
If you get all rid of that, guess what? You live happy like these hippies that are in these big mansions. You know, I had a client. They own a compound in where was it? It's somewhere in the South Bay, and I remember them. They'd be like, the gates close at 4:00, and I had to finish the job. I was like, fuck, they're gonna trap me here. They're gonna rape me or something. You know, the hippies.
You was thinking, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking a whole different trip. I wanted to get the job done and get out of there.
Already had it. Okay.
But the guys, they would talk to me while I was working, and they would drop some knowledge, and I was just like,
yeah.
You think about what they're saying, and you're like,
once you
hugger,
hear it, you can't unhear
it. And they drop so much knowledge, and I'm like, what do you guys do here? Like, you guys have like a compound, like it's a compound, but you guys are hippie. You guys don't work. What do you guys do? They're like, oh, we built all the statues for Burning Man. Damn.
No way.
I was like, damn, you guys are rich.
They're artists, is what they are.
And you had a lot of people, a lot of hippies, hipsters, all come to their compound. They would room and board.
Dude, they work on it the whole year.
Yeah, and they're there just working.
Yeah.
Free room and board, but you got access to everything, and you get the view of the whole Bay Area up in their hill. They got like 20 acres of land, freaking everything there. But they would drop some knowledge on me, and I'm like, what the heck? I never thought about it like that. Yeah, because you meet new people. Like I met you guys, and I learned some stuff from you guys. Yeah. You met me, you learn another part of the world. It's human interaction that you get, and then you start hearing information. It's like, but like I said, information sometimes is not free. Yeah. And I've met a lot of people, and I'm still meeting a lot of people. I enjoy meeting new people because I get to learn new things every day, and it helps me out with life. And it's just like, shit, never knew any information like that, or whatever they're talking about, or whatever it is. It's just, there's so much that we still haven't discovered in this world. Yeah. You know, it's so much things out there that, like, taking time and traveling, I want to meet new people instead of meeting the same Bay Area people, right. You know, things like that. Yeah. And now the United States, they have a lot of immigrants coming here, and you get to meet them, and you get to talk to them, and they tell you how they live their life and all this other stuff. And it's like, cool, that's I like that. Yeah.
And even Instagram and all these other platforms, they're kind of giving you that too. You get to see outside of what's in.
And that's why they want to get rid of TikTok, because of the same reason.
So now I'm going to reverb the question back to you. I'm gonna say, what was your trip?
My trip?
Yeah, you've been, because he asked me, right? So like,
hey, I'm not gonna lie. You know, in my 20s, you know, I had a group of friends that were rockers, and I used to go chill with them, and they were like, hey, you want to come to a Rob Zombie concert? I was like, all right, cool.
Like rock and roll, right? Like
heavy metal, like fucking Slipknot, all that. Like, all right, cool. And everybody was smoking weed, and I could hang with weed, whatever. It wasn't my thing. And you know, they bust out a bag of shrooms, and they're like, oh, yeah, just take one piece, right? Yeah. Man, I had the worst. First time you never go to a heavy metal concert.
With shrooms.
With shrooms, for me, at least.
Because you hear,
I'm like, demonic shit is this? Yeah. I was tripping so hard, and the people next to me, that was their first time too, and they didn't want to get out of the van. But when it was, you know, you seen those vans, the one with the trailer on the top. Yeah. We were like 12 deep, and sure enough, I'm like, I want to go home. You know, I had a bad trip, but it did open up another sense of like what I was there, because I was seeing everyone look different to me. Like, that was a bad trip.
So who you seen?
Man, it was, I'm telling you, heavy metal. If you've ever been to a heavy metal, you've seen videos.
Yeah, if you don't get hit in the back of your head, you didn't really go.
No, I was like seeing people like look like they were real like monsters, you know?
Holy shit.
It's like, holy shit, one person was normal, the other person looked like a demon, you know? And it's like, now that you see stuff exposing of like creatures coming alive and all this other stuff, it's like
the Little
we
Mermaid?
really do walk amongst other beings that we're not aware of until you open up your brain.
Imagínate being on a radio station. So we're in a station, right? But the minute that you change the frequency, you access a different,
dimension or station that's not ours.
We really are like overlapped in frequency. So we're experiencing simultaneously in the same Yeah, boy.
I mean, music has a lot
we
to
can go off
you
on
guys.
this.
You guys interviewed a lot of artists, and I don't know if they ever told you like certain frequencies is what gets the people hyped up, and that's going to be a banger because of a certain
It's in
frequency.
the bass.
Yeah.
It's
You
in
know?
yeah.
That's well, that's probably why a lot of these people they do their little fun drugs and whatever, and it exposes another side of their mental state, and that's why I was like, oh shit, I was like, you dabble in that?
Yeah. I hear you.
That was my first time, and never again. Yeah, never again. I was just like, all right, cool. I'm in my 20s. I'm young. I'll do it. It ain't gonna kill me. How bad can it be? It tastes like shit, but hey.
But so that's something also that Mike Tyson has said like in the podcast or whatever, right? He said some shit like, or I forgot who said. I think it was like Rick Ross. It might have been Mike Tyson, but he was like, yeah, it tastes like ass. And then Rick Ross is telling him like, yeah, you over here talking about eating ass and you want to eat another shoe. Because I didn't say not eating ass. He was like, I said it tastes like ass. Yeah, ass is not bad.
Oh, he like to eat the groceries.
Slide
that in.
Open door.
Yeah. Second season, I was trying to trigger people maybe more of like the masculine role and saying like, do you get your ass ate?
Yeah.
I mean, is there something wrong with that?
I mean, to me, no, that's gross.
Yeah.
But that's all me, like whatever gets you there.
There's no right wrong answer, but that's what he's saying. Like second season wise, like that was
He was
probably
asking everybody that. I'm like, do we really want to know?
so like it was just like little like I don't know like
what was your views like when that's all it was for that second season?
Believe it or not, I didn't even pay attention. I don't think that great. I don't think that great because like like we're here doing things differently.
Yeah.
Will I still ask things like that? Yeah, like I mean I just told you right now, like that's where my headspace is at. Like who do I talk to like for some fire ass cootie cat? Like who do I tell them like, damn dude, like yes, right? Like so like obviously things like that is like real time. Like probably my pops had to do a lot with, like how like I think of like crazy stuff like that. That girl that I told you, right? That like came out and right? Like maybe I got
out of a porn scene. You had that little boy like, damn.
It was a secret, I'm telling you to this day. Right?
He's really messy. See where we got him?
Yeah, but we're in a good space. So what I'm saying is like, I mean, obviously there's things, but
it's him being vulnerable is all.
In my like household, like as far as like my sisters, all my family members, like I'm that only one. My pops is probably like worse.
Yeah.
My pops is worse, probably most likely.
Yeah.
But he's just like super. If you meet my pops, he's like quiet. It's like he'll have a good time, party time, ones, huh? But he's just.
Oh man!
And
muy serio, muy serio, lo miramos.
And the thing with me is like, but maybe it's something that he had to hone down, right?
Okay.
Sensei.
Yeah.
And now like, and then when we're at the parties, I always say the thing that I'm just like, I'm almost positive everybody has thought about it, but I just say it.
Yeah.
And that's just me. Like, so if it comes here, obviously I'm gonna have to throw it out. But second season was probably I was just being more crazy. I was being more me.
Well,
I'm still being me, but I'm like
your areas.
Of course,
it's gonna work. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. So
no, I get it. I get it.
Took me along with the path.
I'll tell you this: if you were to talk to this woman here, if you were to talk to her in the very beginning when it came about, right? Like the podcast and all this, even this, I would say like, even it was a journey itself because even around that time, like there was a few episodes where I might have gone home and I didn't even remember because it was called Who Got the Jews? Like we're having beverages and
nice.
Yeah. That was good. Yep. So even then, like, there was like a lot of background, to like even when she was like came into the podcast, but she came in and she was super like when it came down to like things amongst anything, it was just like, and when I go like this, it's like I mean like a little.
I'm not answering that.
Right?
I'm not.
And
Oh,
To the point where like there was even like a few conversations like, yeah, but then you had to like, you know, like,
oh yeah.
And then but as the podcast came about, she started seeing like, yeah, this is him. You know what I mean? Like this is just like
kind of remind me a little bit of what was his name? The guy with the long hair, curly hair. Usually it was on like a rock station.
Oh, you talking about the glasses?
Yeah,
hella creepy. I know you're talking about like
the character, not like look.
Because you know what I'm talking about? Like the guy that like does like the radio that is like all porn and shit. He has like this little him? Oh damn.
Because it's a little bit out there and it's not your typical like quiet podcast. And then you have her a little bit more conservative. That's the action I'm looking at, both of them.
And you don't even know like where it's about to go. Like I already had like a conversation with her on something that I do want to dabble into as far as like conversations. Right now we're with you. You're telling us about your business and all this cool stuff. But even on just my perspective on how my journey on how I see my stuff, even on her perspective as a woman on how she's seeing life, you know, like I feel like those two perspectives, a masculine, feminine, or strong woman, whatever you want to,
it works.
That itself, like I'm almost positive we're gonna be able to like, you know, like either somebody's gonna get triggered.
That's what you want, though. That's what it works.
Someone's gonna get triggered, or it's just like a genuine, you know, like conversation. So like even like the whole like church thing, that's where it comes about. Like the whole talking to somebody is where it comes, because somebody told me you want to be a man of Christ to be able to like give
advice or
no, not give advice because that's also bias.
Okay,
but to. Because, you know, you go to church sometimes and you'll have people be like, oh, look at her, look what she's wearing, right? But to be able to, like, be an official provider of, you know, whatever. I don't know. It's like certain things that... But who knows?
It's like, it's more like preaching it instead of actually doing it, you know? It's a whole different perspective that way. You know?
And there's like, and I could say even right now, like, there's a few... I can't even say it, but there's a few that
I can see it in her face.
There's a few that would talk to me about like religion, because there's people that tell you about religion. People that be like,
they take it in and hold in the whole conversation.
You're gonna learn this, and you're gonna.
Oh, trust me, I know. I had neighbors that were Jehovah's Witnesses, and man, I would put them in their place. To the point where they would get mad and kind of reassess their situation that they're doing. And it was just more of like facts, information. They were honed in on what and focused on what their preacher was telling them. You have to do this and have to do that.
Can you get lost in that or no?
You can.
Absolutely.
I know plenty of them that are like that.
Okay, so I do want to give you, this is hella good. This guy gave me like the 5-minute mark like 30 minutes ago. Thank you, and thank you. Just finish this thing once now. Hold up. So you said, do people get lost, you said? On religion? Yeah, you said you knew a few that got lost or no?
Yeah, they got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You know? They don't snap out of it. That's their whole
out of the religion stuff?
That's their whole that's their whole world.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of come out, open up their eyes and realize shit. It's a cult. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could go over that on a whole different episode. You know?
For that, you're right. You know what is crazy? Because like the first episode that we did with the guy, the moving company, it left where you leave and you're like, damn, there's still hella more.
So there is.
I'm glad, like,
there's always more.
So I'm glad that it's like, that we.
Like, you guys can have me as a guest on a whole different topic. And we could go into like other things, politics, religion, you know, everything.
So one thing that we are going to focus on is we still do like these like Uber skits, and we're still having fun doing all that. So I'm almost positive we can.
We have to have fun. We have to have
I'm
fun.
almost positive we can do something like as far as like skits or something along the line or something.
Definitely.
But like I said, thank you again for giving us an opportunity to talk to you, for shooting at your place, and for having a genuine conversation. I do want to go ahead and give you a platform to tell that camera where they can find you on social media, where and then if they want to go ahead and hire you,
So pretty much, I'm the owner. My name is Armando of Protek Shine Studio. You can go onto my Instagram. All the links are on my bio. We provide everything for car care, protection. In the future, we might do detailing again, but for now, we want to make sure that your vehicle is protected. I want to thank them for having me on the podcast. I enjoyed it. Go give them a follow. If you guys want to give me a follow, I'm pretty sure they'll tag me in the bio, the description, and just go from there.
Come be part of the show. If you want to showcase your business, Who Got the Juice is the platform.